allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti tó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn tó láyé. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn tó láyé. Máyégún
ti dé. Hello there. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. Welcome to the Temple of Truth with Mayegun live. So as usual, please take a moment to read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, then like it, share it, to invite your friends and your not so friendly friends. The Mayegun today, as the trade of words between these between different camps ahead of their 2027 charade. Rothiefmi Amaechi, who has, the last 48 hours, seems to be becoming more prominent on their TV in Nigeria. So he granted an interview after the announcement of the coalition, in which he called out Werey Wike, said so many things that Werey Wike had to call for a media chat. And in that media chat, he fired the coalition, said a lot of things and all that, and that of Rothiefmi Amaechi. But Wike was not done. Somewhere in Abuja today, where he went to flag off a project, something they want to start. They want to start a project, and it was like a big party. Shittyman was there. Werey Wike took the opportunity to fire salvo again at this issue of coalition and Ameachi and his wife. So what now seems to be a complete, meltdown of Werey Wike this evening. Werey Wike went on to the politics today, where he also again lashed out at this coalition talk, as well as Ameachi and his wife. However, just yesterday, there was this clip that made it to the internet, where in his usual kind of like a self-indicting manner, Rothiefmi Amaechi addressed what he called the reason why nothing will change in Nigeria. He said, as an elite, as one of them, they strongly believe that the people have been somehow like tamed, and no matter what mistreatment is meted at them, they will rant, they will fume, but at the end of the day, they will do nothing. He challenged Nigerians that if they want to free themselves from the grip of a few elites, then the right thing to do is to make sure that a revolution that is bloody, because people would have to die. Don't let me speak for him. We shall start from that this evening. So, brethren, please share the broadcast before you are fully settled. Rothiefmi Amaechi speaking to you. And guess what? A lot of people actually agree with him. But would they do anything? I don't know. But this.
The elites of Nigeria are not the problem of Nigeria. We are not up to 20,000 elites that are stealing Nigerian money. Okay, no problem. 100,000 elites. But you have 200 million Nigerians that can fight 100,000 men. And then you sit down in your house and you're complaining and grumbling. What makes you think that the elites will remove their hands from stealing? If all you do is sit down in your house and grumble and organize one small lecture on how you're feeling. Who told you the elites don't know how you're feeling? They know how you're feeling. They know you're not happy. If they don't know, you will not see them in their girlfriend's house after 6 p.m. You know why? Because they are running away from you. They are scared. But you are helpless, not because the elites want you to be helpless. You are helpless because you make yourself what? Helpless. So why are we gathering here? What survey? No matter the survey you bring out today, the elites already know that I was once a governor. The moment I see robbery, kidnapping, I know that there is no money in the society. So Commissioner for Finance pay contractors, pay those who are owing. When you pay, what happens? He pays his workers, he pays these people who have suppliers who have supplied him goods. They in turn go to the market, they buy goods, they pay the tailor, they pay the doctor, the money goes around, and then the crime wave will reduce. I had that board in my office, I checked it regularly. Do you know how I check it too? By making sure I go to night parties. I'm not a night party person, but I go to clubs with minimal or no security. So I test if my life is under threat, then there is danger, there is problem. What's the problem? Economy. Okay, when you tell people, Tinubu, you say Tinubu was not elected by them. So what did you do? What did you do? The same elites who rigged the election are on the street. What have you done? No, for Christ's sake, until Nigerian citizens stop blaming the elites, nothing will change in Nigeria. Absolutely nothing. The next election may come and go, and somebody puts himself in power. You say, no worry, now it'll be only 4 years. After 4 years, he will go. He will come and say 8 years. Nothing will happen. In fact, if one madman comes and says, I want to do life presidency, you will do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just pray that there is no madman that will come and say, I want to do life presidency. Because all he will do is train chief of army staff, IG of police, custom, everybody, and put his own men, carry gun, and you run away. Go to Bangladesh, right? The day they got tired of that woman, what did they do? They chased her out. Go to, is it Peru or Chile? Nigeria is the most docile society I have seen in my life. You're clapping for this. If we line up the tips here now, you clap for them. You know, I told my wife, I want to Jabba. If I want to Jabba, I won't Jabba like you people. They will give me official visa to come and stay in their country, any country. She says, no, I can't leave Nigeria. Because Nigeria is lovable. It's lovely. I mean, if you go back to when we were students. And the last time this country saw something that looks like revolution was when we were students, 1983 to 87. Who were the people that fought the military government? Not you. It's not you. NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students, ASU, NLC, they are dead. Imagine them arresting somebody who says he was NANS president. In our time, he arrests our president. All the universities in the country will be on strike. If you say tomorrow there is protest and you are coming from town in a taxi, a girl or a boy, they will first of all beat you up before we talk about the government. So everybody must participate. Okay, so we pushed away the military. Clap for ourselves. Not you, don't clap yourself. I say clap for myself because I was part of it. And we brought in the politicians. The politicians have shown that they are worse than the military. The military stole money, but they were mindful of how much they were stealing. And they were not showing the public who were stealing. They were denying, were they not? They were not driving Jaguar. They were not driving RollsRoyce. Now, they don't use 504. They don't even use ordinary Toyota cars that are official cars that we use. If you see their convoys now, brand new Mercedes-Benz, bulletproof because they know you are angry, Jaguar, RollsRoyce, nobody stops them, for Christ's sake. So what did you call us to come and do? The difference with what you're calling us and this is that while the politicians know that people are not happy, they don't know the number of persons. I did 92% or 98%. So all they can do here now that it will be different for what the politicians know. is that you put a figure to it. If you say it's a lie, tell a politician to go to Kaduna by night, alone. If he goes alone, he will go with a military-sized bulletproof car, bought again with your money. No. Can we please go home and think? Oh, we don't want to die. You mothers. Oh, my child. That is Professor Sam Amadi taught me in university when I read law. Please tell me, has there been any revolution without blood? Any revolution without blood is rebellion. Please check Bangladesh. Hundreds died. Dying. You kill 50 today, they carry the body, go and bury it. The next day, early morning, all of them come out. When the woman saw that more persons wanted to die, what happened? She ran away. The same with Peru. Kenya. People stop inviting me to this kind of thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Like if that wasn't Ameachi, it would have been, as usual, one of the greatest kind of like speech, a call up or a wake up call, kind of. And people will stand up and clap. But he's the immediate past minister for Minister of Transportation in Nigeria, right? So he's part of them. So he's literally saying he himself as an elite and others, they are not as many as those of you who are their victims. And if you have to stage a revolution, always have it at the back of your mind that hundreds would have to die. So people have been responding to that since that video made it to the internet or to the social media. Some are saying that in that same speech, he spoke about having an opportunity to japa, in which we all know how that's sort of like a come by. Majority of them, your politicians today in Nigeria, they all have a dual citizenship. Some have lived abroad before they return back to join the gang. Others never really lived abroad, but they've stolen enough to buy citizenship for their children in all these Caribbean countries and so many other countries that they believe has given them the opportunity to relocate their families out of Nigeria. There is a handful of those elites with that mentality. And it is also right, you know, as crime increases in Nigeria, the sale of bulletproof cars, bulletproof doors, right, and investment in security skyrocketed in Nigeria. So the elite that brought about this, the political and others, right, that brought about this ruin upon Nigeria, which has now pushed millions into hardship, abject poverty. They are still being blamed though, right? That whatever you are facing in Nigeria, well, I mean, it is your own doing. If you are not willing to do anything about it, if you are not willing to die, to actually have something different, and that is not on them. So as things gets, I mean, number one, things gets worse because they continue the looting, the stealing, and the propaganda. So more and more people continue to fall into that poverty bracket. But rather than them to respond to it, right, they trivialized it. They divided the people, right? The same people they are governing, right? They divided them along the line of we versus them, or, you know, they versus them, something like that. So we versus you. And that has worked so well. Some said it is a divide and rule thing. But if you know it is a divide and rule, why do you keep falling for it? So Rothiefmi Amaechi and others believes that, just like you are witnessing now, that as much as a lot of you see them as criminals, right? There are still those pretty much like bold enough to put themselves forward in that corrupt, rigged system, which has now become let the best rigger win, sort of. And that is what they design as a democracy by these rogues. Now, a system that continues to allow somebody like Werey Wike not only to be, pretty much like power drunk. Yeah, that's the word, power drunk. But he's proud in that sense. He's living in his own world. But yeah, when you have a system that keeps producing these rogues, you should always kind of prepare for the clown show, the circus that it will create. You saw the part of Werey Wike's response yesterday on this issue of coalition, this coalition, that, because in his own way, he kept attacking the individuals involved and continued to tell Nigerians that are these ones you want to leave us for. He's banking on that though, like, you can't leave us for these ones, in a way. So it was somewhere today where they said they were flagging off, but they are flagging off 9 kilometer Bikini Con Road. The road they just want to start. And they already have this crowd party, all of that. And, he set the stage for himself. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to be the center of attraction. And they won't respond on behalf of Tinubu, at least so far. The meltdown too came to channels this evening. But let's start from this road show with Werey Wike.
This is not the first road we're commissioning in Bl00d-Shed. When we came on board in August 2023, the Excellency, you recall that because of the crisis then, we had to visit every area council to interact with them, and they told us what their problems were. One good thing in rural areas, we never sat in the city and said, go and do so road. No. We came here and the people said, look, this is what we want. What we call community participation in governance. Not sitting in our offices and people coming to beat you. Okay, there's one road I want you to give me to do. No. The communities decided. So we have done Pai Concord Road, 9 kilometers, and that has been commissioned. Today, the day we came here for the flag off, that was when I knew the importance of this road. Like the contractor said, everything had collapsed. I never knew that people were suffering to that level. And that's why I asked people. They say coalition has started. 18 months ago, Mr. President had been in office 2 years. So you have started coalition when he was in office 6 months. 18 months ago, you started coalition. Meanwhile, you were in office for 6 months, you started coalition. When will you stop deceiving Nigerians? When will you stop deceiving Nigerians? Somebody came into office 6 months, then you started coalition. That the man has not performed 6 months, you started coalition. But you had an opportunity to be Senate President for 8 years. You had an opportunity to be Speaker for 4 years. You had an opportunity to be Minister of Transportation for 8 years. You never made angry Nigerians to be happy. But people stayed in office for 6 months. You started telling people how Nigerians are angry. What other people, are you angry? I guess we can tell me something.
tell me something. If you dey follow Koolu, no follow Parakona. Yes, so we can tell me something.
I have said, everybody show your scorecard. When I was a Senate president, let me show my scorecard. How did I help the people of Werey State? How did I help the people of Otubo? Is it by flying helicopter to Otubo? We are here. 16 days. We are showing our scorecard. This time is what it says, Operation Show Your Scorecard. God gave you opportunity to be in office, to make Nigerians to be happy according to you. You refuse. Because you have left office, you are angry, you are saying Nigerians are angry. You are angry. You want to come back to power. You won't come back. You will not come back to power. So many people you boast. I was not a governor when I refused some people to bring their successor. 2015, I defeated very powerful governor who wanted his boy to be governor. I defeated him. 2019, super minister, borrowing money from China bank everywhere, making us to be highly indebted. 2019, DG to Mr. President, then he couldn't get 20% from Mr. President. I defeated him. In 2023, they said they will support one man whose business has been from 1999, I'm in this party. 2006, I'm in this party. 2014, I'm in this party. 2019, I'm in the other party. Now 2025, I'm in another coalition. The boy you born coalition.
Nobody got him moral like we did. Nobody got him moral like we did.
Because you are going somewhere, I wanted to turn you out today as a carnival, but another time will come. So I don't want to take much of their time. Look at how happy the people are. That's to tell you that these roads have affected their life. Each time I come here for inspection, you can see the joy in them. Are you happy? Are you happy? Do you want more things? Do you want more things? We will give you whatever you want.
If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Here is a successful, again, a town hall, different from Bulaba.
So Werey Wike will set the stage, bring his audience, those ones who are going to share him on. Then he's going to bring his band, who are also going to be there to ginger him. And then they will be there for maybe commissioning of a toilet, borehole, or of course, like that one, 9-kilometer road, flag off. Then Werey Wike will use the opportunity to talk about his political enemies and how much they would want to be in his place. You know what I mean? Like, they were jealous, they were this, and, you know, they are enemy of the people, which is right, by the way. then he will now present himself as this loving, hardworking, maybe honest, maybe not. Anyway, that is Werey Wike. But what people are not getting is, or sorry, what people are kind of like curious about is, wetin make Werey Wike become so tensed simply since this coalition thing. Like, it seemed to be like others have reacted. Some of them posted on Twitter. Others have probably not like Werey Wike. Werey Wike's own is like, it's probably like seeing himself as president. I don't know. I think he's got this, what do you call that thing? Personality disorder. What is that thing? You know? Okay, I'll describe it. You see, when somebody is living in his head that is something else, or is living in his head that, you know, what he would want to be than what he is, and somehow it's like cosplaying, sort of, right? So I think Werey Wike may be suffering from that inferiority complex for validation and other stuff, but there is a name for it, something disorderly. So Werey Wike takes it to, I mean, like, it took it serious that it wasn't satisfied. That's the second time he was on this issue. Then when he heard that Ameachi also want to be president, but this is now serious. You know, like you see Abeshupele and someone, and so sort of. He called Sheung because remember that Amechi was there last night. Werey Wike had to book another one, despite the fact that channels also attended his media chat on top this matter. So he went straight for David Mark as well as Amechi, especially Amechi, that said he's been surviving on his wife's what do you call it? His wife's money. His wife is an industrialist who has been helping him and paying for things. That's where Werey Wike started from.
He stayed, and I had abandoned the party. If we read the ways by I was former this. Now let me tell you. I'll start with the so-called interim chairman.
That's a former two-time Senate president.
Okay.
David Mark.
Thank God you say so. You are the one now clarifying it to me. Let us take time. How can you rate David Mark as a big weight of PDP? Let me tell you. With all due respect to you, his federal constituency, the daughter ran under APC and she won. Yes, that's correct. He, as leader of the party, where all the funds are given, is not that one. Now, two things are there. It's either you are not being sincere with PDP, you are playing pranks with PDP for long, or you are not on ground. How can you be the leader of the party, a former Senate president for 8 years, from a federal constituency, and your daughter will run in another party and win the party that you're a leader? For Christ's sake.
So you don't regard him as a... Does that take anything away from him?
No, the point I'm making is you're a leader of the party. You're a leader of the party. Every fund is started through you. And your daughter, your own daughter, running against your own party, under another party, which is the party you're opposing to, APC. And that party, your daughter won. Now, what I'm trying to say, don't give coverage to anybody. Let's open everything as it's supposed to be now. And let's tell ourselves the simple truth. Mr. David Mark, Senator David Mark, how did your daughter win a fair constituency? Two things are responsible. Either you play PDP wayo, or you are deceiving PDP. Or another father is local. You're never on ground. So APC could win. Do this. There's no way. So the issue of, are you saying that? Now, how do you regard people?
Does that take away the fact that they are going to be a big threat?
There's no big
and they
threat.
are coming
no,
with an alternative.
No alternative. None of that.
Minister Wike, Nigerians are suffering. They are going to take away the suffering of Nigerians away. That your government, the government which you're serving, has impoverished Nigerians the most. And you heard the analysis of Mr. Ameachi yesterday.
Oh, no, Ameachi has never had any analysis.
Are Nigerians not suffering, Mr. Wike?
No, I'm coming to tell you. Let me tell you. First of all, does it rely on the man who was in government? I will come one by one. And I want to tell Nigerians this. I have no problem. I've never told you, as in government, we don't have challenges. Now, but Nigerians will also know. Look, who are these people telling us that we're suffering? Were there not people who are in government who are putting Nigerians to this suffer? And somebody came in now, just 2 years, miracle will be performed.
Is 2 years not enough to show
nowhere is it done. Under where we were, nowhere. Let me tell you this. Let me take them one by one. Amechi was a governor, was a speaker for 8 years, was a governor for 8 years, was a minister for 8 years. Nigerians, he never knew Nigerians were suffering. Remember, Ameachi was one of those who championed the removal of Jonathan. And he claimed and he said openly, we kicked him out. He said so, because Nigerians were suffering. We kicked him out. Yes, he said so. They kicked him out. He went out. No problem. He was proud of it. He wanted to be somewhere. He did. Now his government came from 2015 to 2023. What happened to Nigerians? Nigerians were in heaven. Nigerians were not suffering. Everything was going normal. There was a train bomb from Abuja to Kaduna. You know, they bombed the train. There was no train again from Abuja to Kaduna for how many years? That was under Tinubu's government. Is that correct? Is that correct? He stayed and they abandoned the party.
Werey Wike. And that is the talking point of the Ronukus. It is called gaslighting. All those things are true. And they're supposed to be different, at least with Tinubu. I would say. So if it gets worse, that somebody like Ameachi and people with Bukwari, they can boldly come out to say they want to rescue Nigeria. Now, telling us or reminding us of how corrupt this are, how they failed, and the rest of that. If you have succeeded, right? If you have managed to actually not dip Nigeria into further destruction, and let us also remind them this, right? What kind of destruction are we talking about? Tinubu destroyed Nigeria economy, faster than what Buhari did in 8 years. But guess what? They are selling the same propaganda to you to say, oh, he's fixing the mess of Buhari. And that is why things are hard for you. They have sold you this lie again and again. But when you question them and say, okay, now tell us what you are really doing, apart from telling them, apart from saying, oh, he removed subsidy. What else again? They are always out there say, right? Can you tell us what is actually going on that would now be the reward of the people for going through what they are going through? Based on your policies right now, they're going to turn it into a fight. Because there's actually no real plan ongoing anywhere that is going to change your situation. Tinubu destroyed Nigeria in 2 years, so faster than what Buhari did in 8 years. And we are now talking about data. Let's use numbers so that it doesn't sound like some sort of like wild allegation. No, it is true. When Buhari handed over power to Tinubu, let's agree that they were paying subsidy as high as 4.5 trillion naira in a year. And that was not sustainable, they told you, simply because Nigeria was broke. That's what they told you. If they still stop that, Nigeria will become so broke and bankrupt. Remember, when Buhari was living, the Nigeria inflation rate was somewhere around, even though that was like fake, but at least now in the film, your inflation rate was somewhere around 22%. In a space of 2 years, your inflation jumped from 22%, the official one, straight to over 34%. And you felt it in your pocket very, very much. Tinubu devalued Nigeria currency, and they proudly said he floated Nigeria currency. The market forces will determine exchange rate. But that is a lie they told you, because the reason why he actually devalued Nigeria currency at the time was because the IMF and World Bank that were giving him money then gave him those conditions. And to prove to them that they can pay back all the loans, they brought about is a tax reform, which according to them, you as a poor person, they won't really tax you, which is a good thing, you will say, a reward. But guess what? They will still end up taxing every penny that comes into your pocket, because you're still going to have to participate in the economy they have created, the economy that has devalued the money in your pockets, right? Where people who have jobs are living like people who are jobless and wretched. That is the result of their own economy policy. At the end of the day, Buhari officially left about 114 or so trillion naira official. Today, in 2 years, Nigeria's debt has jumped to over 240 trillion naira. And that, they built another propaganda around by telling you that Tinubu pay back a debt, he cleared this backlog, all lies and propaganda that they, they just needed to put something out there and then, elaborate it so big, so much. Now you go come and ask yourself, how come we are not feeling it? If all these things they said is for us, it's for your own, it's to make your life, how come you're not feeling it yet? Because it is not real. It is so fake that the Ronukus themselves have been believing it. So Tinubu has wrecked, more jobs have been lost, more businesses have been shut down, people have run into debt, people are borrowing money from loan app because they want to eat food. Have you ever seen anything like that before in your life? The level of a mystery that is currently pervading Nigeria is so huge. Add and couple that with the increased insecurity. He surrounded himself with praise singers like Werey Wike, who keep telling him that, oh, it could have been worse. Nigeria would have been bankrupt. But yet, a bankrupted Nigeria coughed out $150 million to buy an Aluku plane, used plane, as presidential jet for Tinubu. Just few months after becoming your president. Nigeria was broke. Nigeria was broke, going to go into bankruptcy. National Assembly cashed out over 58 billion naira for themselves, just to buy themselves cars and all of that. 21 billion naira for shittyman's house. As if to say now inside the piggery, Pastor Ruga was living. Tinubu told them, the sacrifice they are making will pay off. Tinubu's regime became the most bloated regime in the history of Nigeria. The highest number of ministries, the highest numbers of political appointees, SSPAs ever in the history of Nigeria. But Nigeria is almost broke. Tinubu is trying to save you. The same Koolu and his gang, who have now turned to subsidizing the dollars that those who are bringing fuel into Nigeria depends on. But they told you they removed subsidy. Of course, they removed it. And what is the effect of that? It's increased the imported fuel from Malta, as they sold you the lie of a working refinery as well. Just for a few days and few weeks. Today, you do not have any working refinery. Those who carried out that scam, they are working free. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. That's why when you see people like Werey Wike, you can probably just thank the system that produced somebody like him, sustained somebody like him, to the point that he was even talking about his car. Before I get to the other part, he was talking about his RollsRoyce. He was rich.
He said he got, somebody gave me a RollsRoyce. He did not use it. Somebody gave you. You took. Who gave him? Senator John Mbada gave him. When did he give him that? Everybody knew that when Ameachi was the governor, John Mbada the senator, who is the chairman of MCC, Mona Consortium Company, was doing 60% of the contract in Rivers. In fact, it's one man who contributed to my political development. I will never, my political growth, I will never deny that fact. But that does not mean when you see something that's wrong, is wrong. He said, John Mbada gave him RollsRoyce. When did he give it? When he was governor. And this was the man that was doing the contract. In fact, in Rivers State, he gave him the contract to be the man that will supply all the vehicles to take over the private transportation in Rivers. It was not supplied. Yes, it's correct. It was not supplied.
Wasn't it supplied?
It was not supplied, yes.
That's a crime.
Of Israel, it was not supplied. I will come to that. He gave him a RollsRoyce. He took the RollsRoyce. Whether you use the RollsRoyce, what's my business? Cheung, I have a RollsRoyce.
Who gave you?
So what? Nobody gave me a RollsRoyce.
You bought it?
Of course. So what?
With what money?
Which money? So let me tell you. Femi, before Hamatan, there was cold. I didn't come from the same background with Rothiefmi Amaechi. I didn't
were you rich before?
Not to me rich. I didn't come. As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. My father was a general manager of so many companies.
So you came from a rich background?
I will not say too rich for the Dangotes. But I think I had a small background. Yes. He said he got, somebody gave me a RollsRoyce.
Now, very soon, Werey Wike's children, or Werey Wike's grandchildren, they will be calling them old money. I beg, who sabi Werey Wike's papa? Werey Wike is a lawyer. Werey Wike has never, by any means, worked as a lawyer to feed his family. If you see Werey Wike in court, it has something to do with land in Rivers State, or it's got something to do with political party. So you can't say Werey Wike is an international lawyer that made his money from law firm. You know, okay, I don't know. His wife is a judge. I don't think Werey Wike has a law firm, does he? But criminal politician, what's he using? No, not like that. was using a Mercedes Benz when I was a student. What did you do to buy a Mercedes Benz? My father was a general manager of many companies. Simon, your papa is general manager of many companies. General manager is general manager owner of a company. That means somebody is the owner, employed you as the general manager. Abi, I'm thinking like that too. So with the weakest papa gets so much money. So it is what it is. Sure, you get me now? Because they know that Nigerians listening to them even admires them. See the problem? They admire people like Werey Wike. To them, Werey Wike is rugged, very rugged. But he didn't lie. The part where people were not really eating well, even under Buhari. I don't know how to describe it, but the Nigerians themselves screamed that a being power. And this was just when Tinubu came in, right? So people were not really not hungry during Buhari. That Rothiefmi Amaechi, in one of his charts with their then influencers, had this to say on record. You remember this?
These are not things you publish. If you publish it, you will never see it any day. 3 years of Buhari, everybody's dying, crying. Westmen are crying, farmers are crying, workers are crying, politicians are crying, students are crying. 3 years though. But the rate of poverty is very high. People are hungry. Nigeria will never change. So,
they should let the country go because you chose to do that because and we appreciate it.
The next university will be my village. The University of Transportation. Why are you laughing now? All of you are graduates of one another. There's a common saying that when we are small, charity begins where? Why would my own begin abroad? The president is not listening to anybody. He doesn't care. He can write anything he wants to write. The president doesn't care. Because he will read, he will laugh. He say, come and see, they are abusing me here. In fact, there was one case of somebody in Odisha, a trader who couldn't sell his goods, you understand? And I was with a guy in the plane. And the man was busy abusing Buhari because of Buhari, nobody buying this. He said, come, Ameachi, what's my business with Odisha goat seller? This country won't change. This country is going nowhere. Nothing, you know, even if you divide the country into 10, you see no change. No, I'm not joking you. When Magnus was my SSG, I told him this country is hopeless and helpless. So I stop it now. Coming from the governor, nobody's saying that. 2 months in Abuja, so this country is hopeless. These are not things you publish. If you publish it, you will never see it any day. 3 years.
This country is hopeless and helpless. That was Ameachi. And that was 3 years of Buhari, which indeed Ameachi was, a super minister. Because he was one of the financiers of Buhari's emergence as the president of Nigeria. What is this? What's this? No, you have my attention. Somebody just said that Mayegun, what's that? Mayegun, so about kilo happen, you have my attention. You can't do jibing on Mayegun's theory political. It's actually not advised. Okay? Because here we have we have real people, who are interested. Yesterday I saw a comment, right? I saw a comment where somebody came and said, Mayegun has fallen. Mayegun is now obedient. It won't be the first time I'm hearing that, by the way. And there would probably be so many things, considering that what we do on Mayegun's diary political is to point out why that contraption is not working and it won't work, right? So I could be possibly anything every time. I could be, Shiite. I could be AAC. I could be, I could be the Yelwatans. I could be the people of Bokos. I could be the Ehamufus. I could be an IPOB too, right? I could be anything if you have to judge me by that, but you won't say I am a bad idiot, a bad stud. So if you're a Ronuku, and you are watching Mayegun, there's something here, right? You are not alone. There are other Ronukus who are hiding behind their keypad. They will still want to watch Mayegun. You know that wherever they are planning to destroy APC, I can always give them a boost, right? In fact, that should be a task for everyone that must be done. APC, is a threat, right, to the lives of everybody in that contraption, including yours, because yours is not safe. Yeah? So if you come onto Mayegun's diary political, you can abuse me, you can say things and all of that. But what that does is that it actually exposes you, right? That, oh, what is Mayegun saying that will get anybody who is not a member of the criminal gang or any of their sewage dwellers, the voluntary slaves? What do you think Mayegun will say that will make somebody get so riled up, get mad? Do you get that now? It will now be like, are you one of them? Anyway, people should get rid of that person because they always cause nuisance. They're like drivers. You will see them, they'll get your attention. And I can always use them too, because sometimes I just need a breather where I don't have to keep calculating, the time, this, that, like what's going to come next, what should come next after this. I do use them to take a break, and I practically just did that. But now let's go back. Werey Wike. This is the part where he entered Ameachi and his wife very well. Listen.
When you ask him how he became rich and how you now fund his president, he told you that he was an industrialist.
Oh, you know his wife?
Very well. Very, very well. Very, very well.
And you know the wife is a businesswoman?
No, certainly not. It's unfortunate a young woman, how you can bring her up to this kind of discussion. But having brought her, let me tell Nigerians, Amaechi, you must be fair to Nigerians now. You are insulting Nigerians. Why would you do this? When did your wife become an industrialist? Which of the manufacturing company does she own that has become an industrialist? I have always said, we are playing politics, let's play politics. Leave our wives out of this. I'm sure you will also understand I've never one day, never, as chairman of local government, as chief of staff, as minister of state, as governor, as minister now, I've never brought my wife to the public. It's not problem. Now you have said your wife, the industrialist. Amaechi, you are not fair to Nigeria. You are insulting the sensitivities of Nigerians. And that's what I've always told people. If I want to challenge Shehu, I want to challenge you. Let me not hide on the canopy, on the school of anything to say, oh, this is why Shehu should not be here. I should say, Shehu, you are not competent. I should say, Shehu, channel television or whatever name, they are not happy with you. What is the problem? How is your wife an industrialist?
Is she not?
She's not. She's not.
She's a businesswoman.
No, I don't know about it. You have been a businesswoman, that don't mean an industrialist.
She even said in the
you
government
can
house.
be a trader.
As a chief of staff, didn't you see her selling at the government house?
Selling is not an industrialist. With due respect, I can be selling hampers,
Does that make an industrialist?
Was that what you were selling?
No, I can say so. If I'm selling water, you're not the one producing the water. If I'm selling rice, are you producing rice? Now, with all due respect, I'm sorry to say this. I hear when he said you went to Base University. Is that what you would have thought? You don't know the difference of being an industrialist, of being a trader, assuming your wife's a trader. I mean, you are trained. So I'm sorry to say this. I hear you went to Base University. That's what I had. It was last night when you were interviewing him. He said you went to Base. I didn't know. So is that what you would have taught in university? That if you're a trader, you're an industrialist. So unfortunate, a university graduate, so unfortunate, a former minister, so unfortunate, a governor, former governor, who say that my wife is a trader. Therefore, she's an industrialist.
Oh, you as a chief of staff, minister.
Yes.
You know so much because you are literally almost everywhere with the governor.
Yes.
When you served in the Ameachi government.
Yes.
What did you know that Mrs. Amechi was doing?
No, I can tell you the truth with all due respect to you. And that's why I said, why do you bring your wife into this kind of discussion? It's unnecessary. If you love your wife, why do you do that? Why do you do that? Now you are making to the public now to know. Your wife was never an industrialist. I respect women. I respect my wife. And that's why it's very difficult for me to discuss about women. If you watch me, I'm very difficult. But see, I'm pained that a man who wants to be president of a country, like I had him say to you, will bring his wife to this, that now will enable me now to begin to explain that no, you're not being fair. You know your wife was never an industrialist. You know. Okay,
So because the
let me tell you, I don't think Amechi loves his wife.
Why would you say so?
No, he couldn't have. If he lost his wife, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done that. Okay. As a university graduate, if I ask you ask me a question, where would you get the money? Where do you get the money from? You're talking about presidential ambition.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
Like, I'm so sorry that I made you listen or watch that for 6 minutes. Do you know that he never say, never say what Amechi's wife does for a living? He just kept going back and forth that an industrialist is somebody who has like manufacturing industry in a large scale. But Amechi's wife is not. Okay, what does she do for a living? Like, you know her. Not that. Never. So that's what they do. Anyway, going forward, this coalition thing, it seems that there are more people who are beginning to release the videos of their own, objection to it. Like the same talking point. These guys, this and that. And one of them is a very dark man. In his own words, he became, it was pretty much like specific by saying their ADC will fail in 2027. Here.
All right, so yesterday I talked about the new coalition ADC, and a lot of people say they don't pay me. APC sponsoring. Let me tell you the whole truth today, and I'll break it down. ADC will fail in 2027 unless they consider these factors. They will fail woefully. Woefully. Now, this is not the first time there have been a coalition to unseat a sitting president. They did it in 2019 when Buhari was president. I'll show you some of the articles. Obasanjo coalition adopts ADC to unseat Buhari in 2019. As you can see, another article on Daily Post, 2019, Obasanjo ADC, 30 parties in talk to unseat Buhari. Another article, Obasanjo coalition adopts ADC to unseat Buhari in 2019. Another newspaper headline, Punch, PDP, ADC, SDP, they joined together and 35 parties hold alliance talk to out Buhari. It's not the first time, but guess what? Buhari still went ahead to win, and then he stayed in power till 2023 when Bl00d-Shed continued. So this is not the first time. Now, one of the reasons why I say, I'll give you two reasons why Peter Obi and ADC and everybody were joined together, they will fail. Number one, INEC. Recently, President Tinubu administration said they won't build new INEC office. Do you know what that even means? It means that they go pack money, give Yakubu. INEC chairman. They don't empower them like that, because that building where they want, they'll just pack billions. Wow! They'll write down for the budgets and the allocation. They'll allocate, okay, yes, they'll spend this so money. Who will get past INEC? People where you give new building, who will they work for? Think. That's number one. Number two, this issue of decamping in Nigeria. Any small thing, politician don't decamp, go PDP, APC, SDP, NNPC, this one. Any small thing, it's too easy. There should be a law on decamping. At least if you decamp to a party for 8 years, you cannot leave that party. Then these politicians will actually take things serious. But they can easily decamp. So that way, anyhow they do it, they must make money. Think about it like this. APC, let's just assume, say, ADC come finally win. This whole politician will now come back again and stay with who? They will stay with ADC. Therefore, they will still chop. And again, this decamping that is easy is very dangerous. Just watch. 2027 now. 9 minutes. Some of them might still decamp and go back to APC. People who don't know the structure and the plan of ADC, they cannot go back to APC. People go don't bribe them. APC, because APC will be so desperate, they'll be offering money upon money for these guys to join them. Again, this ADC is bound to fail because all of them came together out of hate. When I mean hate for the people that they once loved, because the people did not factor their interests into their own government. Somebody like Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, this was a core supporter of Tinubu. Do you understand? In short, during 2023 election, he said it, that even if Emu will fall, Tinubu will be president. So what changed? Then he made one video one time and said they betrayed him. That's why he's joining ADC. This Peter Obi where they talk, where don't join now, is somebody that he hates so much. I'll show you more videos, don't worry. After this post, I'll post another one. I'll show you videos. So they are not coming together because they love themselves and because they actually want to work for Nigeria to grow. That is why they will fail. They are coming together because of hate. The only person with me I see there was, okay, yes, I swear, only David Mark. Just David Mark. Well, I say, okay, yes, I don't respect. I'm telling you reality. I'm not telling you based on love. If you give me a choice, who you want me president, of course I will tell you Peter Obi. You know why? Because he's a lesser evil. And at least, I don't say, okay, yes, he get feeling and he go react to things the way we want him to react to. And we actually need people that actually care for the people. But that being said, the party is bound to fail if they don't start pushing. Number one, to stop the camping and to create a law around the camping. Number two, INEC is a problem. INEC is the main problem because now then they announce results. So what are we really doing if we are not considering everybody ADC? How will they win? It's not will they win, it's how. When the people that are deciding is there. Do you understand? So it's a problem. Think. Like I said, this decamping is a very big.
That's a very dark man. He make a lot of sense. But what people are telling him as well is, it seems that the choice of the people is so limited, and the system, like like the betting house, the house is always there to win. But his idea of, putting in place laws to make sure that there is consequences for decamping. That makes sense. There is actually, I don't know if it's a law, but there is a court judgment that already, takes care of that, should take care of that. If you decamp to another party, you lose your seat. But with a clause, except if your party has problem. And that is what that's what they did with their law. They have always created that lacuna for the criminals to exploit. And that is why implementation of that will be near impossible. The part where he said, today, everyone is, okay, let's even start with before today, right? Majority seem to agree then that these criminals, that if the establishment is to be challenged, then the entire system needs to go. And everybody that is associated with that old order. So meaning those who are coming together today to want to save Nigeria from Tinubu, they were supposed to be consumed by either political revolution or any other revolution that is there to cleanse the system. Because the people you are watching today in APC, those ones who are going to do everything, including to kill Nigerians, in order to make sure that Tinubu continues. If it fails and APC falls, the next alternative for them will be the ADC. And all of them will join the party. But I remember when Peter Obi said, if he is the president, he would never allow anybody to join his party. There are people who are already challenging that the freedom of association, freedom of this, freedom of that, it doesn't have such power. So the whole thing is fluid. It is open. It's open for debate, for those who want to have conversation, not just those who want to watch to reply. Like, don't watch all those things and just because you want to reply. Sometimes you can take a breath and think about some of them. And then you may dismiss them because, yeah, you can disagree with any of those points and even all of them. But you can't just wish it away. Because no matter how you feel about a very dark man, there is another person who is also saying that no matter what you do, Tinubu will do 80 years. Right? And a proper clown too.
Kẹsọ gbẹ̀yìn di AAC kẹmú di tẹ̀mísà ní ẹ̀kẹ́ yọ kúrò kẹwàá sọ di AAC ẹ lè wọlé mo wà lè sọ o tàṣíwájú bá ti lọ tán tó ẹni sẹ́mi tó ti wọlé o tó wá lọ o ẹ wá lè dájú yẹn padà bóyá ẹ máa jẹ aṣíwájú for 20 wọ́n bá jẹ́ ìwọ náà kí tó pè tán wọ́n bá dábàá ní kí mo bójú yín jẹ́ wọ́n bá dábàá ní kí mo sá fún yín o kàmpéè ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ o kí wọ́n dàgbọ́ mò ń fọ́ aṣíwájú for 2027 mo ti launch here. If you want to be part of us with good things that Mr. President have been doing for so far, you want to join the party, you want to be with us.
Gbogbo ala máa jẹ breakfast. Àsìkò tó ní kálukú máa jẹ tiẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Súnmọ́ bìlà.
So don't let anybody shakara anybody. At the end of the day, wherever the whole thing collapsed to, as long as you are insisting on this, your one Nigeria, gbogbo ala máa jẹ breakfast. Guarantee. Yeah? Now, let's put that aside. There are those who have given their own strong words, as well as their concerns, on top of this, their coalition. More mix everything together, like this Buba Galadima, the Kwakwansof's ally from Kano.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati. In politics, people say, in a democracy, people are allowed to air their views on any issue, whether positive or negative. For me, personally, I think the coalition is a welcome development. It's one more dissenting voice or one more iron gate against dictatorship. And as a democracy, people are allowed to not only air their views, but associate with whosoever they want. The truth of the matter is that only Nigerians can decide whether somebody is expired, extinguished, or refurbished, or rejuvenated. Only Nigerians have got that right. And under our constitution, it is the right of people to congregate, assemble, and chart a course, not only for themselves, for the country. I wish members of this coalition good. I believe all well-meaning Nigerians will support them and will support their right to congregate and assemble and form a political bloc. Because what is happening in this country, if it is not checked, I've just heard you talking about America, where we had a robust democracy, despite the fact that Trump had his way on the tax reform in America. The minority had their voice. You spoke of the hours where Hakeem Jeffrey had spoken yesterday. That is democracy. Is it very robust in our country? We need people to be bold enough. Even if you are in government, you must welcome this. People should be bold enough to say their minds. The three arms of government must be able to work independently under an atmosphere of trust and confidence, which we don't have. So if...
Tell me, what are we producing and selling to other countries? Not even slippers. We eat the skin of our cows instead of turning them to beautiful bags and shoes. Eliminate that. It's a sign of poverty.
Koolu. Few weeks back, in fact, as recent as few days back, the sort of like the news out there, especially in the cycle of the Ronukus, was that by 2027 there will be no single opposition against Tinubu. I mean, everybody is joining the campaign and all of that stuff. They said he's a political strategist. But the last 48 hours seem to have proved otherwise, when reactions after reactions are coming from them. And that makes people like me happy. Happy in the sense that when you watch where two group of criminals, career criminals, decide to slug it out, the ones who controls the resources of the land, and they have the abundance of it, especially if they have to spend it to retain power. And those who, few years back, 2 years ago, they handed over because they've been in charge for 8 years. They also have their own stolen billions, if not trillions. And me, I believe that those who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, they are using Nigeria's money because they are so close to the money. And because of that, their money is a national threat. And then the Nigeria's money in the hands of the APC, Ebekebe, also poses a national threat. So the national threat, the face national threat. Nationally, more like there may be no national anymore, or there's maybe no nation anymore. And you can possibly look at me with that kind of corner eye. Don't say that. It's not me. I've said it before. If the people are too scared to confront these rogues because they don't want to die, eventually the elite and their greed, which has pushed Nigeria to the precipice right now, their greed will set the country ablaze. And in their ego tripping, me versus you, we've got money, you've got money, we've got this, we've got that, and the rest, as in their usual way, I pray they set the house ablaze. Because they have to. You need something to motivate you. And from what I have studied so far, it can't be like say nothing if it motivates Nigerians to actually unite to face these guys. Except maybe when they see them tearing themselves. I'm just saying. You are attending my temple of truth. This gathering that you attend all the time, you are being intelligently radicalized in a way that it is going to be for your own good. What do I mean by that? A lot of you need to see reasons, to see facts, not just talks, of why Nigeria is not working and why it won't work. You have two chances to make it work. The chance to install a system that produces responsible leadership, right? Or you can enable the horrible one, explain it away and all that. However, the criminals in charge of Nigeria, they themselves know this very well. So if the people have chosen not to react as many would want them to, then you let them burn themselves. Because their egos, their greed, their selfishness, they are very much enough to set a country ablaze. And that is why you are seeing all this insecurity. You are seeing all this economic hardship. Their actions are the reasons why all these things are happening. You get that? So they will burn Nigeria down. So when that time comes, I don't want you to begin to say, let us pray for this. This is our only country. Because you do that a lot. We all need to come together right now and rescue and save our country. And before you know it, they will settle. And by the time they look back, they'll be like, our Nigeria is still there. Even I think these people say, they're not even, okay, you know what? More settle. Let's settle our problems now. Let's settle. Let's share the power. Let's share it. And then they will jointly deal with you. It may not be you. It may be your children. You know? So those of you who have chosen not to have a children, I don't know your reason. I can promise you, if you are in Nigeria, you are doing some children a very big favor by not bringing them into this world. The world so effed up, right? That the victims actually loves their own oppressors. It's sad. Something needs to happen. That's the point I'm trying to make. And people need to actually be motivated to want something done. I mean, take a look at this.
Good day, Nigerians. My name is Koolu. From now on, I cease to be a member of the PDP because PDP is no longer a political party because they are not serious, they are not ready to defeat Tinubu 2027. I am ready, and I believe the Nigerian youth also are so ready. That is why I am now a full member of ADC, Rise and Shine Nigeria. From now on, I am no longer a member of the PDP. As you can see, this is my card. Let me remove my picture. No more PDP. No more PDP. Arise and shine.
So all we need is just 1 million of you that feels like that. Whether you are in Labour Party or you are in PDP or even in APC, and everybody decided that they are going to ADC. Abi? We only need just 1 million people to feel so strong about why they are. So that when Tinubu rig everyone, you see this 1 million, if it is just half of them that decided that, no, the system will fail it. And only one match. Right now, Nigeria it's not today, Nigeria has been soaked in gasoline. Do you understand? Nigeria is soaked with gasoline. Majority is just waiting for where this spark is going to come from. One Werey will bring match very soon. I'm going to they call Amaechis very soon. I'll be lighter. As this country is soaked and tensed, and criminal politicians are living in their own different world, planning for an election that they are telling themselves that they have done so well for the people. It's only those who are the enemies or their enemies or enemies of Nigeria that continue to criticize them. You see that confidence? Letting the whole thing remain. Be say, make somebody will get lighter. Bring out his Igbo, light arm. Bah! Do you get that? Now, like, it wouldn't even explode, that's why. It would have to drag it. When you drag it like 2-3 times, boom. That's when people will be like, we have seen wars in this country. I can never believe because they slapped that woman at the polling unit and the woman died. That is why this country now, everybody they on the run. Oh. People still say that, and I think that is exactly how it's going to be. Because if you look at the reaction of so many of you, whenever you read the news that something happened to these guys, it's as if to say you are all waiting every day to receive the news that these people that you despise so much, those who have oppressed you so much that you have become so powerless, that something should happen to them. You know how many times a lot of you have been like that? Hey, Werey Wike slumped at the airport and they have rushed him to France. Hey, God, you see God, that Werey Wike, he go suffer. I don't hear say, they don't go, they don't, because to you can't really hold Werey Wike. They've succeeded in, man, don't worry, I'm not actually blaming you. I'm just pointing it out, sort of. But outside all of this, right? Aregbe Mugbo, Aregbe Mogbana Baba Kabiru arrived in Osun State, Abina Oshogbo today. You know, he is now the secretary, interim secretary of the ADC. They've already, let me show you.
ọ̀rẹ́ mi fún mi wá inú wa òdúgbò yà ń jẹ mi fún a dẹ̀ rí pé bá a ṣe lè gba àwọn mẹ̀kún kúrò nínú ìyà àti ìdààmú kan wà ní ká darapọ̀ mọ́ bẹ́tà wà ẹ má bóyá kankan ẹ má bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kankan jà ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ̀kọ́ sọ pé ṣé èní dájà náà lọ àbí àná dájà ṣé oye tó ń rà rẹ̀ sí lánàá àpò rẹ̀ sí àbí ike rẹ̀ sí kan lánàá náà rà lẹ́yìn ṣé ọmọ yóò wálẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ìtàná lọ sí ṣé ìgbésí ẹ̀wà tábà ń lọ báyìí pé àwọn ọmọ wa máa bá àwọn tó dánlẹ̀ àwọn wá dìde yí pé èyí tó dáa kí a fún àwọn èèyàn wa ní ìrètí tó pé àti àforíjì tó dáa lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la láti lọ fún àwọn báwọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ wa jọra láti fún àwọn èèyàn wa ní ìdáǹdè àti ìfọkàntán sí pé ọjọ́ ọ̀la ó máa dáa jù ní lọ. Mo dúpẹ́ fún àdúró tí mo dúpẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ báyẹ̀ ọlọ́yẹ iná sí o. Àwọn ọmọ yín náà wàá rí ẹni tí.
That was Aregbe Gbogbo Baba Kabiru. I mean, wait. I understand a lot of you who have so much reservation about this whole thing, especially maybe those of you who are like obedient or, you know, like look at these criminals, look at these people. Like, I mean, I understand though, because me too, watching them on the screen, it's always like watching the guys who had all the chance at the time to make a lasting difference in the lives of other people positively. Then they bungled it. They bungled it enough that a druggie, certificate forger, geriatric goblin, the dickhead Simba, Anambra, became the presidiot of that contraption. Then you look at these guys, you're like, these guys are supposed to be in jail. Then you realize that, Baba, calm down, no. Nigeria we are talking about too. Those who are responsible for where Nigeria is will go on TV and still feel like, we want to save you. We want to save you. Because there's always going to be the one that comes after everyone is always worse than the ones that everybody hates or everyone rejected or something. The one that comes after is always worse. And it seems like it is a cycle that you're never going to get out of. You know, is the secretary, the governor of the state in his own state in Osun. That is Adeleke. Yeah, Governor Ade Jackson, Ade Dancer, Ajugba Fida, Ajugba Trophy of Osun. It is now said that in the next few days, he is expected to cross over to APC, except something changes. He's already done medical, they've done contract signing, now only unveiling remains. Osun State presently has their own local government allocation currently assisted by Tinubu, by the way, because Oletola, Tinubu's cousin, alleged cousin, former governor, the one that Governor Ade Dancer defeated has put so much strings that it's got a court judgment that reinstated the APC local government chairman after Ade Jackson was already preparing to conduct his own local government area in order to fill the local government secretariat with his own people. That got truncated. And right now, it's like it is hanging in the balance. How? Governor Ade Dancer said the court or Supreme Court judgment claimed that what they did and the local government election he was planning to hold at the time should go ahead. That what he did was legal. Meanwhile, Oletola and others said the Supreme Court said they should return to status quo, which means reinstated the local government chairman who were there but sacked by Governor Ade Jackson. So that this is like hanging. Tinubu's Attorney General of Nigeria, Fagbewo, used his office, as well as Wale Yidun's office, Ministry of Finance, and currently they are holding on to Osun State local government allocation or a threat of it. So the only offer they have for Dancer himself is cross over to APC, and everything will be fine. Forget about Supreme Court. We can tell all these guys to forget it, that you are now with us. They did it with Fubara, remember? Right. Anyway, that's just on this by the way. In 2027, apart from the fact that Tinubu has repeatedly shown his level of impunity, abuse of power it is called, he has been appointing card-carrying member of APC, Ebekebe, as members of INEC returning officers. It's got the power to select them. And people are already saying if their coalition works, they will push for electoral reform. I don't know about timing, right? But Tinubu and then his gang have already installed their own guns in every important institution in that place. For example, don't put this on him though. Before the emergence of Tinubu, under this guy, Mahmoud Yakubu, INEC of Nigeria, despite hundreds of billions of naira being allocated to it yearly, and also hundreds of billions of naira allocated to the same INEC for elections. They still had to sign a contract with the NURTW. NURTW is the National Workers of Road Transport. No, sorry, NU, National Union, National Union of Road Road Workers Association. NURTW, RTW. Fuck. Anyway, this is the group that MC Olueron is their leader. To start with, Mustapha Sego is also their leader in Lagos, meaning a transport union that has become part and parcel of the APC. Ebekebe will be responsible in transporting vital election materials in your 2027. And one of them who will be the contractor, who will be moving this who will be moving these election materials, Mustapha Sego, is here addressing member of their party, APC, Ebekebe, ahead of the local government election this weekend. Just.
Ìsìn nǹkan ní ẹgbẹ́ tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe, a máa ń mówó ní ẹgbẹ́ ní àgbà kọ́bọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ara gbogbo program tá a ti ṣe, ọ̀rọ̀ wíńdò sọ̀rọ̀ pé going to 30. Àìṣe kí ni a ṣe empowerment fún wọn 1.5 million each person. Inú ẹgbẹ́ náà láti yọ owó yẹn. Ẹ̀yin branch chairman náà ẹ ti gbà going to be 200 million lówó tà ń fún yín. Ọ̀wọ́ secretary náà lọ ń gbà tó tún máa kọ treasurer. Nínú ẹ̀ náà láti ṣe kí ni generator tó ti ń lò bí 10 years tó ń fè ní Kúfọ̀lájí. Inú ẹ̀ náà láti ra generator bí going to 40 million. Àdẹ̀ndọ́mẹgbẹ́ kankan lára. Àdẹ̀ ń ṣèkọ ẹ nínú ẹgbẹ́. Àdẹ̀ mú ọ̀rùn bá gbogbo ọmọ ẹgbẹ́. Àdẹ̀ ṣe kí ni àdìsọ́ọ̀fù dọ̀ọ́yà oyè máa kọrin tó máa táyà ẹ̀yẹ́ ní sùúrù. Àdẹ̀ ṣe kí ni àdìsọ́ọ̀fù anybody nínú yìí. gbogbo branches kò sí branches that dissolve so à ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan yẹn látàrí ẹ̀kọ́ ta kọ́ lórí ọ̀wọ́ lídà wa ni orí ló dúró fápọ̀ mú mi ìwọ tó bá jẹ́ ti national union tó bá ní dolóṣèlú báwo ni ó ti kú wọn tí ì sí ẹni torí ló dúró fápọ̀ mú mi gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ti yà sí di ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn aṣíwájú òwò àbí pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa àtàwa union gangan tó aṣíwájú bàbá oníbàbá tó tókù sábùjá ó mọ̀ pé gbogbo àwa tá wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ akájú ẹ̀ ló ṣe fi lélẹ̀ fún wa ó yẹ kó dé ilé yẹn kó ba pẹ̀lú ayáta láfíà ni kò yẹ kó délé nínú ẹ̀ bàjẹ́ àyè dẹ̀ wà fún wa láti correct gbogbo mistake yẹn ṣe understand àyè wà fún wa láti correct yẹn election tó lọ 2023 àwa national union à ṣe dáadáa national union lèmi náà mi ì sọ pé.
In case if you don't understand Yoruba, if any of you would listen to MC Olueron's video of Mama Shukudi and what he said here, Dajeri, Jodi Ye, Tebati Debe, Tebati To, Teti Ripe, I want to de yen, Oti Ye, Emokote Mashe, Remember that video of MC Olueron when he was talking to those his own union? That's exactly the replica of that ahead of 2027. So he started with telling their union members, the Agberos, that they are, I mean, since he became the chairman, I've been a president of the column of Agberos in Lagos, right? He has been very, very, very good. He gave widows empowerment, 1.5 million naira each. He gave 200 million, that all these leaders, all of them in the leadership in the NURTW in Lagos, that they have collected more than 200 million since he became their chairman, right? So, and he's changed the generator of the union house. So you get, so Ashiwaju is not happy. That's what he said. He said, in this coming election, I want to remind all of you that it is because of the politicians that we are here. We cannot do anything without them. Anybody who says politicians are nothing, that person is not right in his head. So I was telling everybody there that what happened in 2023, they didn't do well. They messed up because Tinubu is not happy. The Baboni Baba, this old man that left Lagos for us to go and sit down in Abuja, is because he trusted us that we can handle Lagos, we can hold Lagos. And what we did in 2023, the man is not happy. So, to those of you who saw that of MC Olueron and what followed, go and ask about Mustafa Sego. You will realize that MC Olueron was in fact a nicer guy. I just thought I should tell you. I don't know if that information means anything to anyone, but to those of you who are participating in their charade in 2027, I will ask you to please ask about Mustafa Sego and those around him. Then you are likely going to see that, in fact, MC Olueron is a butty. But again, these videos like this are just to remind you that no matter permutation you're having about the election and politics in Nigeria for 2027, you should remember that these ones don't play by the rules. There is no law that guides these ones. These ones are called non-state actors, but sponsored by the states. So whenever all permutation you are having, all theory you are putting together, please factor these guys in. Nítorí Ọlọ́run. And it is not just in Lagos. There is no state in Nigeria, not a single state in Nigeria, without one of these politically sponsored thugs, empowered, and with immunity, especially immunity from arrest and prosecution in times of election. When they, as we are talking right now, they are recruiting, they are mobilizing, they are getting ready. The violence you are going to witness in the election is going to be from them. Factor it in. But there is somebody, a man who advised the PDP in 2023, that with the yearnings of the young people in Nigeria at the time, asking for Obi. PDP should do the right thing by giving their ticket to Obi. They didn't listen. The rest is history today. The guy is back. He is advising this ADC coalition. Listen, guys, don't waste your time. Don't waste. If you want to kick Tinubu out, you should bring Peter Obi. Now, this is somebody on the side of you, the obedient. I think he's quite popular as well. The video of 2023, 2022, and the video of 2025, two of them, I matched them together just to save time. Now watch this.
But to the southeast, and we're saying the PDP is fortunate to have somebody from the southeast that can go all the way and clinch the presidency if indeed Nigerians want good governance. And so it will be doing itself a lot of good if it does the right thing, because it will yield the right fruit. I listened to Chief Amaechi earlier when he said there are weak aspirants but strong candidates, and that there are strong aspirants but weak candidates. Primary elections of a political party are not in themselves an end. It is simply a means to an end. And the end ultimately is to get a good candidate that can win you the general election. And so the PDP is supposed to actually galvanize the structure and give support to P2B, who otherwise would have been a weak aspirant, to emerge strong and be able to lead the party towards a formidable attempt at the 2023 presidency. And if for any reason P2B does not win, he can at least secure the traditional support base for the PDP in the South-South, the Southeast, parts of the Southwest, and the Middle Belt areas, enough for the PDP to remain a major political party going into the post-Buhari era in Nigeria. Otherwise, like I said earlier, the PDP risks losing a strong base in the Southeast, the South-South, parts of the Southwest, and the Middle Belt, in chase of a mirage, and it will go into extinction because it will be sailing against the wind of zoning to the South. Also that is possible. And by 2023, something phenomenal also happened in the political space, when Peter Obi, similarly, riding on the platform of Labour Party, a hitherto obscure, unknown political party, and he rose to national prominence. Peter Obi garnered over 6 million votes on record and was able to win 12 states, 11 plus the FCT, 12 states, alongside the candidates of the ruling party, Bl00d Tinubu of the APC, and Atiku Abubakar of the main opposition party. They all won 12 states apiece. And Obi won Lagos State, where the president comes from. He won the FCT, where the president resides, President Muhammadu Buhari. He won the state of the national chairman of the APC in Nasarawa. He won the state of the running mate of the PDP candidate, Mr. Okowa of the Delta State. He caused such levels of disruption that I'm sure he's encouraged along that path, because I think he still remains largely popular. People still feel that part of the reasons they voted for him are still very valid, given what we've seen in the last 2 years. And so for him to want to launch an online registration to really determine the strength of the number of the obedient movement, I think it's a good one, and it's something that can come in for him as a plus going into the 2027 election. And so as it stands today, early to predict what the outcome of that coalition will be, but I can give them some tips.
Okay.
You see, El-Rufai has a grouse against the president, a legitimate grouse, because he worked for the president. Hate him or love him, he has a basis to be angry. And he has been working assiduously to undermine the president, particularly in the Muslim North, where he's like the Khalifa to Buhari. He's like the brain box of the Muslim North. But let me give him a tip. If he really wants to see the back of the president, let me tell you for what he will do. And I think they may be on the path to really achieving that. Let El-Rufai convince the Muslim North. If he's able to do that, I know he can, he has the capacity, to look towards the South for a candidate to support, specifically the Southeast. If I let me put it straight, the day El-Rufai decides and is able to galvanize the opinion molders in the North to zero down on a P2B, for instance, as the candidate, that will be the end of the Tinubu administration.
Obi can't move backward. Obi being a vice to Atiku, they are not going to win any election. Like he said, if there is an election drawn today between Obi and Atiku, Obi will flog Atiku hands down, like pieces, almost in all the states of the Federation, even in his own state, even in Adamawa.
But to the Southeast, and we're saying the PDP is fortunate to have somebody from the Southeast
Everybody is still putting theory, but you see that Dahiru, I think his name is that, all right? I may be wrong. It was the guy, the first part of the video was him advising PDP at the time. But that was before the obedience were able to force the hand of Yakubu to declare 6.2 million votes for Peter Obi, in which, behind the scene, the obedient movement themselves have launched an online portal where they are already registering their members to know their strength across Nigeria on different platforms as we speak. Something that a lot of people, or some people privy to that kind of exercise ongoing, are believing that Peter will be associating with the coalition. It's too early. It could build on it, this and that, but God knows what they're saying, right? So this guy also kind of felt like the ADC guys, if they actually want to get rid of Tinubu, it simply means Peter Obi and El Rufaya would have to work together. Now, not to be paired. His own proposal was like for El Rufaya to hold the hand of Peter Obi and take him to this Sheikhs, the Islamic terrorists of the north. Yeah, that's what I call them. So don't look at me somehow, all right? So I'm not going to change that, am I? So El Rufaya would have to take him to them, convince them that this particular infidel is good. It's a good infidel. And please don't take that kind of sentence lightly, because it is true. It's got the life of its own. Yeah, it's got the life of its own. And I think that is what El Rufaya himself is banking on. Okay? If he's able to get a deal for himself, then he can easily just tell them that this infidel is a very good infidel. You get what I mean? But it's up to them. Natasha Akpoti had a case determined today by what's that lady? Binta Nyako. Remember her? So from the judgment, it is said that she sort of like nullified suspension and ordered for an immediate reinstatement to the Senate. Then also, right, found her guilty of libel or something, and she was asked to pay 5 million naira in damages to Akpabiole. This is the lawyer.
Essentially, we await the full text, but the first application by the Senate that no social media post should have been made was in our favor, and there has been directions that that satirical apology should be taken down and an apology be posted in 2 national dailies, and a damages of 5 million naira was also awarded to be paid to the courts, and it was held to be civil contempt as opposed to criminal contempt. So that's why no custodial sentence was given. As for the substantive judgment, we will still need to read the full text of the judgment, but it seems the court affirmed that the Senate as an institution has the right to discipline its members, and though members are elected to represent constituencies, they have to behave themselves in line with the Senate standing rules. And the court only gave an opinion, an obiter dictum, what we call an obiter dictum, that the Senate should consider recalling her back. Although the reliefs are not stated, there's no question asking for suspension to be lifted because it occurred prior to the suspension. So it was more or less an obiter that she was of the view, my lord was of the view that the suspension was excessive. So we will consult with our clients, we'll read the judgment and we'll get back to you. Most grateful.
Very well, thank you. So who do you represent?
The Senate.
The Senate.
Yes.
Very well, thank you.
It's, essentially, we await the full text.
So he represented the Senate, but Natasha is to be reinstated back into the same Senate. She's expected to also post an apology in 2 Nigerian newspapers, national dailies. And she's also to post the apology on her own Facebook. And she can go back to the Senate, I think. Right? Right. Talking about going back to the Senate, which itself, ironically, you could say every one of these people, they have constituencies. Constituencies which also includes roads to those constituencies. But if you are in Delta, if you are in, VI, these two places in the last 48 hours has been sort of like no motorable. You can't get anywhere. And if you did try to get to somewhere, you are likely going to have a lot of story to tell. For instance, traveling through this kind of like roads from Delta to Lagos.
Calm down, calm down. Asaba, asaba.
At the same time, not just from Delta to Lagos. It's like going to Lagos, Delta, Edo, and then to Benin and Lagos, Nigeria.
Calm down, calm down. Asaba, asaba. I ain't asaba. We did asaba. 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 He don't play for asaba. He don't boss for asaba. Asaba, asaba. Asaba, asaba. Asaba, asaba. Asaba, asaba. Why? Release on. Release on.
Everybody can't even go. Jesus, it can't go. Hey boy, look at it go. Look at it go. Jesus, it can't go. Hey, that's the people with that. Hey boy, look at it go. 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 Hey, that's the people with that.
Una when they talk say water they did Lucky, shey na water be this one. Shey water na water be this one. Una go just like bad propaganda. Shey water na water be this. Water no dey Lucky now. All this guy wey spoil like this, not no be water spoil am. Don't worry yourself. Water no dey now. See, everybody waka, see everybody just dey move. Everybody just having fun, catching cruise. It's like a normal aquatic view. Guys, come to Lekki. Let's go. Active.
Okay, this is Asaba Express Road. Yes, this is Asaba. A major road in Asaba, Delta State. This is my express will lead to Ameachi Bridge. That bridge, yes. Sea Road. See, just imagine. This is Thursday, 3rd July. Like, I'm reporting from Asaba now. This is Asaba, Delta State. This state gets governor. Where they alive. This state gets, but in your wahala to join APC. So you go feel win the next election. Now the only thing we ain't care for to join APC. See road. See, this is the capital of the state. See road. How many years this road don't dey like this? Just look at. Just see. Just look at. And government officials, they pass here all the time. See them. These are government officials, but they go follow one way because of hold up. They go still pass them, ignore them. See road, see capital city of the state. See. This country, this country. See major road, see road. Year to year, This road they dey like this, they use am do campaign. See. Una self suppose block these people, una dey clear road for them. They go follow one way because road no dey. They notice say at the video. This one won't come down. I run, sha. I pick race.
You, Jare, for running, my brother. At least we can all watch from all over the world. The capital Asaba, the capital of Delta State, an oil-rich state from Niger Delta part of Nigeria. Now here is an update. Remember that story of Bayelsa George that was kidnapped, and some people felt like it was the DSS. Remember? Well, it wasn't the DSS. The man was kidnapped by, he will tell us, because he's now been released after payment of ransom, I believe.
The Commissioner of Police of Bayelsa State, the Director of State Security, Bayelsa State Command, who is another brother too, you know. My Honorable Commissioner for Information and the Commissioner for Health, my wife, the Chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association, my sister, the Chief Registrar of the Customary Court of the High Court. You can find that, you can see right now that I'm getting confused. I've never been confused before, but today I'm confused for several reasons. You know, one, I was beginning to give up. I felt like this nightmare was refusing to come to an end. I just wanted to wake up and find out that it's been one long dream, a nightmare I would rather forget. You know, I still couldn't come to terms with the fact that I'd been abducted, kidnapped, kept in the jungle by hoodlums masquerading as security men. You know? But we thank God. God was always there for me from the beginning to the very end. And the prayers of each and every one of you, and the wonderful concerted efforts of the Director of State Security and the Commissioner of Police with his wonderful team of the anti-kidnapping units, and of course, my constituency, the bar and the bench, because I see myself as an extension of the bar on the bench. I was there at the bar before I crossed over this way, and I still see myself as one of them. I want to say that, gentlemen of the press and everyone present here, I can't thank God enough. I can't also thank each and every one of you enough for the support, the solidarity, the
pastor oko ọlọ́pàá ó ń ṣọ́ pastor àwọn àmọ̀jọ sticker ló ń ṣọ́ wa àṣẹ kò rí pé orí wa ti burú ìwọ má dira o ìpápá ìdàrúrin yẹ́n wà ní báàbù tó ń jẹ òjò gbèsè àgbẹ̀tọ̀ àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbè tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù àwòyí àárín òmò yín pé wà nínú báàbù pé ìbátan fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù kí ni Jésù lò àfẹ́ rí lólo ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
Now, state judge be that one, High Court judge. High Court judge. We all watched the video of his abduction on this on this platform few weeks ago. I think it's about a week and a half now. He said he thought he was dreaming, or he wanted it to be a dream, a bad dream, that he would wake up later. When they released him, he said he's confused. I'm so confused. I've never been this confused. We understand, sir. The working Nigeria, the supposedly working Nigeria, is forcing majority of you either to become prisoners in Nigeria. You are rich, but you are building yourselves tall, fence, I mean, what do you call it? These tall fences. Also barbed wired. Your cars are bulletproofs. Outside your building, you have security men with guns. Inside your building, you have security men with guns. Inside your car, you have security men with guns. And Nigeria was supposed to be working as an elite. Isn't that like you are a prisoner? When they have to carry guns, like 4, 5, 6 guns after you. It is not a status symbol. It's actually your own way of protecting yourself in a country that was supposed to be your own country. When they say Nigeria is done for, you automatically go into a feast or into a rage. You want to gaslight people who have been honest enough to tell you the truth. You are living a lie, telling yourself that it is not that bad. But look at you, living like a prisoner. The one that is living in prison. When you get to their houses, after building tall walls, with tall gates, armed men, you will still see them put burglary on their windows. Nigeria, they will still have burglaries. So that if all those ones fail, you still can't come inside. Their doors are turning to bulletproofs, and everybody is pretending. When I say everybody, I'm talking about those of you living in denial now. Pretending. They still get CCTV. God bless you, Director Scott. They still have CCTV, watching everywhere. Some of them still have dogs. They still get dogs. Some even get lions. So what are they running from? They are running from the reality of the society that they have helped to create. If you are one of them, maybe that will be your own food for thought. Peter Obi, the man that has been on the lips of everyone, who is also believed that there is a huge harvest of new obedience from all these secondary schools, nursing schools. Enough that a lot of people believe that if Nigeria is a working system, it's just supposed to be a walk in the park for Peter Obi and anyone who feels like him or sees things like him in sending away all these criminals. But all in all, this is what makes him so different. Anambra students, his own legacy, by the way. Anambra student just came back from the UK. They just won intercontinental trophy in education. You know, that's Obi's legacy. So he said he flew back to Anambra after their coalition talk to celebrate the girls, the winners, in Koolu. I'm so sorry if I don't remember the name right, but this was him this afternoon.
Even yesterday, beside me in the plane that took me from Abuja to Lagos, I saw somebody I consider a very big woman, society woman, with one boy. They said they are my father, and I was trying to tell them about what I did in Anambra State. They said I was trying to introduce myself, and they said, "Oh no, sir, when you were governor, I was in Ameachi girls." The other one said, "When you were governor, let me remember his old school. Today they are grown up." Say, "So what do you do?" They say, "We are in oil business." Because you could see they are rich by their dress and everything. You know, but I said, "Where young rich people, where are you coming from?" But they introduce themselves. That's the type of introduction we have in the next few years. You too. Oh, you came to our school with Father Bl00d-Shed. Because you're going to be rich. You're going to do well. Because of education. So be proud of yourself. Take your education serious. Don't joke with it. That's the only thing I now this morning from Lagos. That's the only reason why I came to Anambra State to see you. If you are not in school, must invest in education. Investment in education is far bigger than investment in oil. It is the human brain that we need. So I thank you. We are the people who went for the debate. I thank you.
So I think that is what endears him to this younger generation, even the older generation too. I mean, the guy is so good enough that those who are today attacking him and calling him names and the rest of that are most of the people who have once praised him live. Meanwhile, if you think, well, that's easy, all the politicians always, no, don't say that too. Because the last time Gandola walked into what's supposed to be the gathering of his own fellow compatriots in APC, Ebekebe in Gombe, it didn't end well. I still have the video. Escape. I bet that was what they were saying in Hausa. Hola for neck. No let her escape. Oh, he don't escape. Oh yeah, go after him. I just thought I should put that in the mix. I am going to see you some other time. Especially if you join us during the brunch time. It is such a great time for you to call in. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Again, I have done my own little. And it is time for me to take a bow, go get some rest. While you are also signing out, please like the broadcast. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And join me here tomorrow, if you can. To everyone else, thank you. And good night.
Thank you. dòdò.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Mayegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù.
lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù máyé ìlú ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.